it up. Then here we go. Lay Ill Kid at OneYoungsta, holding it down, bringing that street geek and nerd soul. What is up, my people? Today all year, coming with another wonderful episode of On Screen, and we talk about Cobra Kai season 3. Man, we got some cool folks in the house. Now, we got somebody on the phone and we got somebody on video. On video first, you see him right over here. That's right, your boy. He makes Hot Shot. He makes Heroes International. He makes
the girl right here.
Oh yeah. Man, look, hey, let me tell you about probably my favorite. You know what? I'll let him get into it. Shouts to Mike Watson, Freestyle Komics. What's up?
What's good? Thanks for having me on the show again. Appreciate it very much. Holding it down right now as the publisher of Short Fuse Media Group, founder of Freestyle Komics, also 1/4 of the Agents of Nerdy, and the most enthusiastic person in comics right now, and probably forever. But having a good time. Can't wait to get into the discussion. Thank you for bringing me onto your show yet again, man. I appreciate it, brother.
What up? And before we move forward, you got a Kickstarter coming up, or you running one, or you got one coming up?
I got one dropping this month, and it is for my drawing show, Chat and Draw. We are going to be doing all types of cool stuff. First off, I'm doing a Kickstarter to try to get more people on the show. I'm looking for more creatives. I've had a few YouTube personalities on there. I've got some fashion people on there. And basically, I sit down and I chat and draw. I draw whatever the topic is while we're talking about it, while giving them the artwork. The caveat about this Kickstarter is we are doing new features. Have you ever wanted to have your own WWE style intro whenever you came on the show? Because we're giving you that. We're doing all that. I'm doing a new versus segment where I'll bring 2 creators on and I will draw their characters fighting each other while they debate on who would win. And then the audience says, nah, that guy's right. I'm going to go with that person right there. They won. And the best part is that I've done 100 episodes of this show this coming Saturday coming up. And that means that we're doing an art book. Not 1, not 2, but 3. Seasons 1, 2, and 3. 60 pages plus for each issue of all the art that I've done for Chat and Draw. So I'm going to post a link on the YouTube once I grab it. And please give it a follow. Give it a share. It's launching real soon.
And join us on the phone, on the hotline. We got Keith Cooper of Blerd-ish. Say what's up.
What's up, y'all? I'm on the main line, not the hotline. But anyway, yo, just a little intro, www.blerd-ish.com. This will also be on the podcast. This will be episode probably 99. We're coming up on 100 episodes, our self-official episodes. Okay. So, one of the longest running Blerd Entertainment, whatever have you, pods out there for 4 years running. We have, our 5th year. Shout out to Mark Wallace. He haven't watched the series, so he couldn't join, and he's off in Mark mode, as we like to say. That means we don't.
Mark mode.
He is doing where he is at. So appreciate being back on. Shout out to the listeners of the pod. Shout out to NERDSoul listeners, as always, as I'm one of them myself.
Word up. Shout out to Slim Jones Tune in the chat. Nice to see you. We'll be getting up later. But yeah, it's good to see anyone who's early up in the chat right now. Going to hit that thumbs up if you like what you're seeing. Hit that thumbs down. But if you hit that thumbs down, I'm going to send Kreese after you. And Kreese, he crazy. So I'm gonna throw it to Mr. Watson. How you feeling? How you feeling after getting out of season 3? How you feeling? And this is full spoiler. So how you feeling after season 3 ended? How are you feeling?
I want to let everybody know. I just put the link in the YouTube for you guys to follow. Just to let you know.
What up?
But how I'm feeling so good that this damn near 40-year-old man was doing high kicks after the season. My son and I were kicking and punching, and I was also working on my diorama for my Marvel Legend toys, which I was working with foam core. And I started taking out foam core, and my son started punching it and breaking it like boards. And we were just all like, yeah, all over the place while my wife was just looking at us like, if y'all don't sit y'all asses.
Like, what is wrong with y'all?
It was, I'm really trying to think of what was wrong with it. Man, I enjoyed it severely. It gave me everything that I was asking for, yet satisfied me in the ending, but I'm not mad at the ending to where I can wait till next season.
Word up, word up. All right, how about you? How about you, Coop? Where you at?
Man, look, Michael Watson said it best. Uh, I want more and I need it now. I'm like JG Wentworth. Give it to me
Ah,
now. It's mine and it's not, and I want it now because it is
it's my
exactly
money and
what I
I
needed.
want it now.
It's exactly what I needed to kick this year off, if you feel me. Because no offense, after the downer and snoozer, that was a certain DC movie. Shouts out to watch the review, folks. Previous episode. Aha! Transition and drop and promo at the same time, and this bonus points. But,
What up, what up?
and it is I needed something to pick me up. And by the way, I did I made my sister-in-law suffer through Wonder Woman, and she sent me the meme. She renounced her wish. But but
Nice.
everybody in my family loved Cobra Kai. I watched
What
it,
up, what up?
and my wife watched it, and I jumped in and watched some of it with her. And then my sister-in-law is probably about to watch it soon. And we invested, y'all. Like we in there. Like it's very few shows that the whole family like can sit around and watch these delinquent white folk kick the hell out of each other. And a couple of black folk that don't say nothing. But and just a lot of foolishness. So but like you say, it grabs you with
Yeah.
the parts supposed to be serious. It amps cheese to 11. It cranks up to 11 and keeps the dial going. And it gives you good comedy. And it gives you that good, high of reality, still kind of a sports movie a little bit, teen drama. Give you a little bit of CW, give you a little TNT. Got your old drunk white man in there, so got your TNT action. Got your soccer moms. It touches everybody.
What up?
And people who just like some action.
All right, cool. Shouts out to the chat. We got, like I said, Slim Joe's tuned in early. We also got Lotus Scholar, what up, what up? Got Tony Fleming, nice to see you. And Most Epic, what up? If y'all can, guys, go on and hit that thumbs up. If you like what you've seen, go on and share this to your folks. Tell your friends to come in and hang out with us and let's talk. Do what you got to do to spread that nerd soul. You know what I'm saying? Don't be hiding this light. All right? Don't be hiding it. Now, I'll say this. Cobra Kai is the perfect example of good cheese.
Yeah.
Is it cheesy? But it's the
Yeah.
good cheese. It's that Gouda. It's that good cheese. They ain't that American slices. It ain't that American slices wrapped in plastic. Nah, You know what I'm saying? This that good cheese. That cheese, it come off like a big old block. You gotta buy it at like a fancy place. That's that good cheese. You gotta cut it like cake. You know what I'm saying?
It's not even Gouda, man. It's like good old government cheese. When you need that good old chunk of cheese that's gonna last. That sharp chunk. It's that blue collar. Get a butter knife, hack it off cheese.
But I enjoyed it, man. I liked a lot of the show. They do a good job handling the balance between, teens, adults, melodrama, but then some kind of sports fighting action. And for people that are not fighters, they're doing a pretty good job of like pulling off these moves and looking believable. And even going to some places where you're like, oh, that's kind of dark. So I enjoy it in general. I will knock the show one time for this because Will Smith is one of the producers, and I gotta knock him for this. Why Aisha ain't up in that joint? You know what I'm saying? Where she at? Why she ain't? Because I read up and they said, oh, we didn't have no storylines for her. Hold up. So y'all got storylines for about 11 white people. But one black person, no stories. Now, I know they still got the Husky brother in there. Much love to him. But I'm just saying, where the sister at? I'm like, because if we have enough storylines for like, 11 white folks, Aisha can't get no love? Oh, she went to private school. Now, don't get me wrong. I do understand a black mama being like, oh, you ain't going there.
Yeah.
You ain't going there no more.
Put it like this.
You
can't say
that school is
that
off
explanation. The explanation didn't make sense.
They might have pulled a console of colored people together and asked them, now, if your daughter was trained in martial arts and got into a Royal Rumble school battle where somebody broke their back, Wolverine sliced a girl's arm open, what would you do with your child? I take her out that school and we ain't coming back. We ain't looking back. Ain't nothing happened.
True.
And you
forget
she's actually rich, so her dad can't just be like, I'm out. I'm done with people.
She in private school now. But it would be nice to see what she going through. You know what I'm saying?
I did want her back though.
Yeah. So now we can get into talking about the show. I will say the opening like news report when she said it was like a karate gangland beatdown or something. I was like, yo, it like you ain't gotta title it like that, but it kind of was like that. Like I said before, the choreography in that was straight up dope. And then I liked the PTA meeting when it was like, where were the teachers? What do you mean, where was the teachers? I don't get paid for that. When did I get my Steven Seagal school training? Hey. Nope. I'm gonna be like, police. They fighting down the hallway. Yeah, they crazy.
I feel you, but I don't feel you. I work in schools, and even if those teachers weren't supposed to interfere, there is always a certain type of teacher or a couple teachers that will still interject because they care about those kids. But to not see any teachers anywhere but that one.
Yeah, that's true. Teachers be disappearing in kids shows in general. Notice any teenage show, parents be gone, teachers be gone. You be like, where is your parents? When I was young, my parents was there like all the time. Where is your parents? Now, I mean, don't get me wrong. We all know there's those 2 or 3 hours before mama get home. We know that. Yeah. For mama, dad get home, but y'all be having full shows. Like it's the weekend. Where your dad at? Where your mama at? Like where are they? Whatever.
If this is CW, they be with their other, with they side.
Yeah, with their side joint.
Oh shit! Not the CW side piece. Oh Lord.
Shouts to All American.
But that parent teacher conference or meeting or whatever, I love the slander that the LaRussos got.
Yes.
And you notice something? Cobra Kai knows what it is. It was something that a lot of writers or YouTubers like Bill Simmons, one of the most famous fans of Cobra Kai, they kind of started this, the Daniel, is he a villain or is he really the hero? They snuck that in. They was like, I heard you was the bully. And I was talking to my wife. I was like, see, this is why we're homeschooling our child. Because I can see me and you like, who said that? Who said that? Because that was hilarious.
Dude, now, I'm terrible with names. Now, was that started by the people you said, or was that started on How I Met Your Mother? That's when I first heard it.
I think it was started on How I Met Your Mother. I think it was started online, then got on How I Met Your Mother, and then it was kind of like, it continued. Yeah,
because that's where I first heard of it. And when old boy from How I Met Your Mother started breaking that down, I was like, oh my God, he is the bully. He is.
He's not the bully.
I don't necessarily agree with that, but he done some a-hole things.
Oh, very much so.
But he does a-hole things in response to, I said, we see it's a cycle. It's this crazy cycle of, okay, you did this to me, so I'm going to do this back. But when I do something back, you think that I overreacted in my response to what you did. So now you're mad. So now you're saying that I'm the one that started in the perfect example why I don't let young boys around me slap box. Because what's going to happen is when you slap box and somebody going to get slapped a little too hard, and now we got a real fight. You know what I'm saying?
Once you slap box in the eye, you ready to fight. Come on. Once your eye gets slapped, that's it. you got to punch after that. Oh, you can't slap me in the mouth too hard, man. But
it's like, hey, you smacked it too hard.
I know. That's why I ain't play slap boxing. I did it like once, twice. Like, you know what? Eventually we're gonna have to fight. We're gonna be wrestling, fighting something. But Daniel, as an adult though, is somewhat of a bully because he loved to use that white man privilege and money,
and his wife be using that white privilege too.
I like his wife, but she sure will whip it out. Be like, oh.
She'll whip out that white privilege so quick.
That's my one issue with the show. They made Daniel's ex-girlfriend dope in the show. They were dope all the way around. His wife is annoying.
And his wife, annoying. I'm not gonna lie.
His wife kind of flows in and out of being cool with me. Sometimes I'm like, word, I see you. And then other times I'll be like, you know you wrong. I mean,
exactly.
She like gotta be annoying.
And she hit old boy, but then she tell Daniel beating him up ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
But, I'll give it this though. I mean, I know we probably jumping ahead, but I ain't mad at her for slapping Kreese. But I will say this.
I'm not mad at her for doing it.
You come after my kid, or you send kids after my kid, I'm coming to the source.
No, she was right for what she did, but when she come to Daniel, like, no, you ain't gonna hit him. But then secretly she laughing because she hit him and gonna try to talk down to Daniel.
I will say this though, but it set up such a good joke, a good punchline at the police station.
It did. So, you know, those things happen to the sacrifice of plot, but. She does do some things that wrangle my nerves, but I feel like Daniel's 2 ex-girlfriends from the other movies
were great.
Were great. Like they were all around dope.
Real talk, they probably saved Daniel's marriage.
Yo, true that.
Because this is so a lot of Daniel's fault for all this that happened, and Johnny. You know, we'll get to Johnny. But
now peep this, because we're going to get to the characters themselves in a second. But peep this. Tony Fleming said, nah, he ain't the bully. Daniel got folded up way too many times to be the bully. Thank you. Like, yo, Daniel was getting crushed, me. I ain't trying to hear it.
You can't be the bully when 4 people are jumping on you.
When 4 people whooping you, you ain't the bully no more.
You can be a charismatic a-hole, but you are not the bully.
It's like, nah, you ain't no bully. But all right, so let's get into the person that they tried to redeem, Kreese. How we feel about Kreese?
I don't think they tried to redeem Kreese.
They tried to do that thing they always do. He's a bad guy, but look at the past he went through.
I don't think they tried to do that at all.
I think they tried to flesh him out.
But I think to flesh him out, and I think I liked it. But I give him 2 points as a human. But I still came away with all his backstory that Kreese is an a-hole. Because look at what Kreese is doing now. Even when you see that, it's like he's still an endangerment to children and just himself.
Yeah. I don't think they were trying to make you feel sorry for Kreese or anything. I just think they were trying to, as you said, Keith, flesh that character out. Because once they went into the backlash and it said Vietnam, I said, there's nothing you can say, Kreese, is going to make me be on your side.
Yeah,
but his backstory was interesting. What they added to him and how he got to be where Cobra Kai's mentality is.
I like it.
But I still hate Kreese.
I hate him.
I'm ready to throw hands.
Yeah, I ain't trying to hear no Kreese was right hashtags.
No.
Or hash browns on
the
Twitter.
only thing Kreese was right, really 100% right, in fact, 2 times, when he beat old fake Biff Tanner, when he whooped his ass and his buddy friend. You know, excuse me if I know this kid show, so I'll try to keep the tone down. But when he beat them, sorry, but Biff Tanner the fake Biff Tanner deserved that because, you know, you think about mental illness and stuff, and yeah, I know they try to, but put it like this: I know that you're not necessarily wrong, Michael Young, that they try to make you think about Kreese's backstory. We see the end result. We know where Wu Kreese is, so you cannot change that. But it is cool to see, like, this dude had a bad life, but he made some stupid decisions, and he didn't learn from them. And he's low-key a murderer. You know, he is a murderer. Okay, like, but at the same time, I asked my wife this after she finished. I said, Allison, did you watch it all? She's like, yes. And I asked her, what you think about Kreese? I said, because I'm not going to lie. I look at myself in this situation. I said, I ain't going to lie. Baby, if that commanding officer, I said, he messed up. I said Kreese wasn't playing with a full deck after his mama killed herself. He didn't really have much. All he had to live for was his old lady. Was his old lady. And you could be like, well, I'm gonna whoop your ass. Excuse me. I'm gonna whoop you. I'm gonna kill you, and I'm gonna come back to this pit. And she died before. I was trying to keep your mind sharp, but you messed up anyway. And I'm gonna kill you. So okay.
I understand that one.
Hey,
if he dies, he dies.
I might have stumped the foot too in a moment of fit, because how you go back to working for this man? Like something gotta go. Either I'm gonna go, I'm gonna have to get discharged, or he gonna break me, or I'm gonna break him down. I'm definitely getting discharged. So, but he still killed a man.
I'm not against killing that man or letting him fall. I ain't against that. What I'm against is you a grown man sending kids on hits, man. You literally sending them on hits.
Yes. Look, man, I know we kind of skipping around, but the moment those kids broke into the house, I was like, what? We are going too far. This is too much. I'm one for throwing hands in one-on-one combat. Live, fight another day, earn your respect. But these kids threw a whole child through a window, not a standing window,
they
an upper
threw
level
him
window.
Through the window like he was straight up in Beverly Hills Cop. Like that's how they threw him in that joint.
That kid ain't supposed to get up after
that. He could have died.
And then it's not any kid, it's Bert.
It's the little
ones.
They did. And I was enjoying the action. I was for it.
Yeah.
But
I was like,
adult in me was like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. Now, peep this. I'm watching the show, and I'm like, all right, cool. In this scene, I'm like, I went out. I left. Okay, all right. This is my speech to my child when I get home. You asked me, can you have some friends over for a get together? I said yes. I go out to have dinner. I come back, and my house is in shambles. What did you do? I come back, it looks like WWE happening here. All right? I got breaking all my tables. All my tables broke. All right? Little bookcases and stuff done. You done broke my kitchen window. Did you run outside and throw somebody into
the dojo? Got towed up.
All the tables.
I work so hard to have a nice home. Right? Do you want to tell me? Should we just get a whacker house? Were you sitting around and thinking with your friends, my dad's house is too nice? like I'm trying to figure out how I leave and I have a house, man. And I come back.
See, but that's not even on. That's not even on Daniel LaRusso's kid.
True, it's not on her. It's not on Sam.
That's Kreese. He sent them there.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie.
Kreese sent them on a hit mission.
When I saw that house, I'm gonna keep it real. I started to feel like Grandpa from the Boondocks. I'm taking my belt off and I'm whipping all them kids. I don't care. No, they ain't politically correct. That's pretty low down. But when you tell somebody house, you getting a belt. Yep. And I'm gonna do it. And I'm gonna tell your parents. Like, where the hell are your parents at? Like, I'm Daniel LaRusso. I kick the competition. Come on, get some of these hands and feet. Hey, you paying for this house.
It's like, look, you might look. You did. I would have came to the dojo the next day, and I've been like, all y'all collectively have damaged X amount of dollars. I'm gonna take each penny out your ass. Each penny. I'll be rolling up my sleeves. I'll be like, going and lock the doors. Yeah, like, cause I'm gonna take every penny.
We about to get.
Somebody said he had insurance. I was like, insurance don't cover WWE beatdown.
I have insurance. I'm still getting my money. I'm getting
insurance. Doesn't. What am I supposed to put on the insurance form? Karate time. What am I supposed to put on there? Like,
there is no insurance for that.
You don't get no insurance. Oh, somebody came over and started beating people up. That insurance don't cover that. You can't tell State Farm or something, be like, oh, what happened? Why we got to replace this? They'd be like, oh, people came over and started beating people up.
home invasion of privacy and damage.
I mean, it
Yeah,
was
but
definitely. An old girl came in the door with their hair done, ready to fight. I was like, I was like, there's no tournament this season.
yep, nah, there ain't no tournament this
no,
season.
we're not doing tournament. This is it.
This is the tournament. And
Once-
all right, so
once-
oh, go ahead.
I said, once Bert got through the window, the bell rung.
Exactly.
And ding, ding. You know what I'm saying? They was not playing, man. All right,
I mean,
so
they was
check
really
this.
trying to kill those kids, man.
Let's talk about Tori for a second, because Tori's always been in this weird place of someone that I feel that they're trying to play like she's of age and we know she's underage. And then, you know what I'm saying, she gets this kind of little side story. We get to hear about her mama and stuff. You know, she got a sick mama, she a little brother, she got to get 2 jobs and stuff. You know, storylines that, you know, Aisha probably could have. But, you know what I'm saying? Anyway,
Aisha balling though. Aisha ain't got them
yeah, she ain't got no
white
problems.
people problems.
So, all right, so she got a slumlord on her. You know, Kreese come in,
Slum
kind
is
of
the word.
save the day a little bit. But Tori, she done decided that her narrative is the only narrative. Because she done spoke
Tori's-
to Miguel, she done spoke to Sam, she done spoke to Robbie, and all of them been like, yo, man, look, you know, it ain't really like what you think it is. Like, yes, you know, like even Robbie was like, no, Sam's a good person. Like Sam, you know what I'm saying? She is kind of messy in her dating life, and her dad calls her out on that. But like as far as like she's not out to like get you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Tori was like,
Tori-
I don't care. Tori's like,
Right.
look, I've decided that you my enemy forever. That's it.
Let's just be honest though. Tori's little Kreese, man. She's little Kreese.
Mhm.
That's who she like. Robbie ain't all the way little Kreese yet. Tori is all the way in there. Because
Yeah,
honestly,
yeah.
and it makes me frustrated because I give Kreese another point. Just 2 points in life.
2 points.
I am not mad at him for threatening that pedo, whatever you want to call it, for trying to take rent out of Tori. I get it.
Yeah.
We know that she like 20-something in real life, but in the grand scheme, she's like 17 or 16. She's a high schooler, and this dude is just like, I'm going to try to, you won't pay rent, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's like,
Dude,
okay.
he literally said you need to date a real man, a grown man.
Yeah.
Yep.
And before that, he even said, if
I was like, you know she in
if
high school,
Florida-
right? I mean, I know she dresses a certain way, but you know she in high school.
Even
Like,
still,
I know she's trying to pretend like she's older, but you know she's in high school.
Right.
The point is, the man even said, if I had a pool, I could have filled it with mud and made sold tickets the way y'all was catfighting. Like, okay,
Yeah,
bro, like
yeah.
you out there tripping.
Yeah, you
So-
doing the most.
Like that is a slumlord in every sense of the word.
Yeah, dude is
Like-
mad. Oh, and speaking about that, when they did the car wash and tried to like sexify it up a little bit, and I remember when I was in high school and they would do the cheerleaders would do like the annual like car wash. It never really bothered me. I was just like, oh, the cheer team is doing the car wash. But then when I got out of high school, and I remember driving by one from my same high school, or with the old high school I went to, I was like, you know what? This doesn't look good. like when I was in high school, I was just like, oh, the cheer team does a yearly car wash, whatever. And then when I grew up, I was like, I don't know how I feel about this.
Mike, see, you
Yeah.
probably was in a little bit more civilized part of the South. You
Uh,
couldn't do that down where I was from, bro. It would have been too much. It would been some problems.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they
Yeah, we-
out there,
we said
and I'm
that
like,
instantly.
it's like, I don't know. It just felt weird. You know what I'm saying?
No,
It
it
should feel
absolutely
weird.
was. Especially when she says the cheerleaders are bringing a lot of attention, and I'm like, from who?
Yeah, and they were proud of it. And then Moon said, like, I love how they write Moon. She's like, well, our bodies are works of art. I'm like, but y'all kids, and I get
Yeah,
it.
y'all are kids
Yeah.
still. It's like,
And
I know
but it's-
y'all think y'all grown, but y'all ain't grown. Actually, the way y'all rolling around, beating people up like you ain't got no sense, I guess you do think you grown, but you're not grown.
Look,
You're a
Hey,
child.
get
old
it.
girl Tori said, I am Wolverine's daughter. I am kicking people in the face. You can't tell me I got 2 jobs.
Can't
I'm out here
tell me
juggling
nothing.
grown men and kicking people.
Man, you lucky Tori wasn't in the trap house the way her life was going. Like she needed to be selling weed or something else on the side.
You
Cause
can't tell
man,
me nothing.
Hey, when they stole the money from old boy, your boy Tony just said it. When they stole the money they raised from old boy, I was pissed. I was heated.
but I love how. But you know what, man? Props to the little skinny nerds, bro. I love when they get lines because you're like, they kicked the that's out of me.
Yo, man.
His lines just come out of nowhere.
Here's the deal. When they gave him the money and left, I was like, hold up.
Why?
I was like, hold up. Why y'all leaving this dude with the money on his own? Now, peep this. They leave him with the money. They go, my dude, y'all couldn't have walked that far. It was 2 seconds and they rode the motorcycles up. You could have been like, up, I hear motorcycles. What's going on? I know he ain't got no motorcycle. Let me at least turn around a little. They was like, nah, son. They was like, we don't want that motorcycle smoke.
I can understand that they wouldn't think that Cobra Kai would do anything because they're raising the money for Miguel.
Yeah.
Like, and they're probably thinking, well, this is a middle ground. Let's help Miguel out in a way it helps them out. They're not going to do anything to us for that. We're helping Miguel. I can see that, but at the same time, I wouldn't let my man walk around here by himself.
I mean, left the smallest dude with all the cash.
And let's
I mean, the whole grip.
Besides Cobra Kai, in reality, like this is supposed to be like outside of Los Angeles, right? Like, you know, little man might need some protection. You know, he just walking around with a wad of cash. That you know, anybody could have like just could have rolled up on it. It didn't even have to be Cobra Kai. It could have been the dude who was mad when old boy jumped on top of the truck and washed his truck for him, and he snatched that 20. You know, he would have wanted to snatch the 20 out their hands. So what if they would have came back and beat him up? Like, oh, you think this is funny?
Now, Tony bringing up another good point. Now, Hawk, I feel some type of way about Hawk. Now, in the dojo, I did want Hawk to whoop all day rear ends. I wanted Hawk to get his revenge for being bullied the way that he was bullied.
Yep.
But I still can't stand Hawk because of what he's done.
Yep.
Hawk done a lot.
I like how they put me in that situation to where I was like, because part of me was like, nah, Hawk need to get beat up. I was like, nah, those boys treated that boy like a piece of
those boys deserve a beatdown.
Hawk needed to not. I'm glad Hawk beat. You know, first of all, I laughed when they brought back the blonde, chubby white kid, old boy's sidekick. First of all, he looked like he aged about 5 years in between seasons. He looked like Fat Thor. Why does he look like Fat Thor? Like, I'm like, how old is this boy? Nah. Like he went from looking like a kid to like look like he got, you know, like he went through 2 divorces and rental payments or something. But he like talking all that mess, like, oh yeah, I'm like Hawk gonna destroy this kid, and rightfully so. He beat him on scene. He beat him till he disappeared off the camera.
Dude, Hawk played the whole thing up. He walked up slow. He said this was mine. He took the gi off,
the shirt off.
The cap. It was a whole storyline. It was a whole storyline for Hawk.
It was a vibe, man. It was a vibe. Man. I was ready. But I really wanted him to do it to old boy.
Yeah.
Like he got to next season. He got to do it to old boy's face.
Also, Kreese straight lied talking about that other dude. What is it? Penis face or whatever. Lost to an untrained fighter. You recruited him from the wrestling team. He's not untrained. Exactly. He's not untrained.
He's not.
Wrestling is an art.
He's maybe not trained in karate, but there are many things across martial arts and wrestling and stuff that translate. Some things don't. I understand, but I was like, dude, he is on the wrestling team. He's not untrained. And I even told the dude, I gave him the Street Fighter knowledge. I said, look, he wants to get in close because he has to grab you. I was like, he got to get you to the ground. You got to stay up. You got to hit that neutral jump, man. Neutral jump out of the grab, land, hit your 3-hit combo, reset because he's coming in for the grab.
Got to break that guard, man. Got to
break that guard.
You know that grapple is coming. There's
and with the discussion going on, I did find one more thing I did not like. The other girl of color who he recruited, how she got her butt whooped.
Yeah.
So it's just like you ain't want no black females on the show.
Yep. You know what I'm saying? Or even no brown ones.
She in the back. She get the girl with braids. She don't say nothing like the other dude with braids doesn't be standing there who don't say nothing. But
she looked tough. She looked tough as what too, man. I was like,
she looked like she's about 35 years old and already retired from the WNBA. How in the hell is she a high school student? I was like, come on, man.
She did look kind of brolic up in that joint. I was like, yo, what's she about 28?
Man, she was shooting jumpers with Candace from the Sparks. Man, I seen it with my own eyes. Man, I saw it on video, YouTube.
Oh
terrible.
Man,
terrible.
Cold.
She was Dennis Rodman on the court throwing elbows.
She was throwing them elbows, though. They was swinging from each side of the world.
So it's like, yo, this dude went out and recruited some killers for the squad, and then go and sick them on people like attack dogs. But for a second, I want to talk about Japan. You know what I'm saying? We get our little dealership storyline. We got to go to Japan. We got to, see if we can talk to Doyona. You know what I'm saying? Not Toyota, Doyona.
I love it.
We go back there, and I was like, oh, snap. Is that my girl? Is that my girl, Kimiko? That's my girl. You know what I'm saying?
Look,
It's, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to just say,
I don't know
I was expecting a little something different. I was expecting a little something, you know what I'm saying? When the turnaround happened, I was like, okay. I was like, you know what I'm saying? Because my memory. See, the way my memory is set up, I was expecting the turnaround to be a little different. And then turnaround, I was just like, all right, okay. Understand.
Bruh, if this was the CW, Daniel would have came back home because this man fought to the death for her.
Man, he fought to the death of this woman. This man chopped blocks for her. He chopped blocks, the whole rack, put the whole rack on there. And he said, and he was like, ha! And chopped bricks for that girl. All right? Remember, even old girl that's the SVP, he climbed up. I was like, I was like, oh, that's the girl he climbed up the telephone pole for. It's not the telephone pole, but whatever.
In part 2.
Yo.
Daniel was like, why are you from Street Fighter in part 2?
He was.
Yo, I'd be like, look. And then when she said she had to go to work and she was an SV, I was like, you work for Doyona, right? Let me guess. Come on. But hey, look, hey, you owe me a life debt and I need some help. So it works out. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, and that's where you said it's the right amount of cheese, man.
Yep.
This is
the right amount of cheese.
This is my rule with TV, movies, and anime. Or just, this type of media in general. Your objective is to take me to a whole nother world. I'm supposed to go on your ride without being pulled out of your ride and enjoy that experience.
Yep.
Now, whether it is cinematic genius or Fast and Furious popcorn fun, your movie is to be so good that I'm distracted by what any flaws is there that I can excuse it. I can't say there's many flaws in Cobra Kai, but corny little stuff like that, how it ends up working out, or what people would say, that's lazy writing. I don't care because the way they tied it together, it made sense.
Yeah, and it feels earned.
Yeah,
it feels earned. He went there, he learned more about his master. He realized that there was more to Miyagi than he realized that there was more to Miyagi-Do than he ever knew. So he goes on a journey of experience and revelation, and so we get all this stuff, and it's nice to get like a little bit of nostalgia, a little bit of cheese.
It closed the chapter that is Karate Kid 2. Like it did everything. Yeah. It gave us closure with Kimiko, Chosen. He's still like Chosen, kind of jacked for like a 60-year-old man out here. Still
Chosen mean and old.
Hey, man, he was fun. He was fun too. I knew he wanted to give it to Daniel. I knew he wanted to give Daniel some act right. He was just waiting.
I loved it too. He humbled Daniel.
He was like, it won't happen again.
Like
He was
I
like,
could
"You
have
think you
killed
know
you.
everything about Miyagi-Do? Watch what I tell you. Watch what I
Watch
tell
it.
you right now."
And I love what Chosen said. He was like, with that. Now this is what Daniel got on my nerves. First of all, Daniel's son, you don't come in the dojo touching everything that don't belong to you, and they talk about don't treat me like a foreigner. You are a foreigner. Chosen
you are.
like slow your roll,
It-
partner. We ain't cousins. We ain't
Now I'm on the
cousins.
fence on that one. I'm on the fence on that one. Yes,
I ain't.
he's a guest in the home, but due to how Miyagi accepted him and brought him into that space of Miyagi-Do, we can't treat him like he's some random dude off the street.
I'm, I'm gonna,
We do have to give him a little more
sir, I'm
respect.
gonna
He was
disagree.
acting like he ain't know him.
So I'm gonna disagree though. If I'm chosen, I'm Japanese. You're in
Word.
my dojo. I'm actually related to these people a little bit closer to you. I don't care if Mr. Miyagi accepted you. Do not touch my scroll without my permission, sir.
He
Ax,
said, "Do
please.
not touch my scroll."
Hey,
If you
he
try to
did
not
snatch
only
it up.
take it, then you try to Columbus that thing.
But he did give Daniel. He did give Daniel some room.
Yeah.
He was allowing Daniel some space to operate in there because he knew of his attachment with Miyagi Do.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I'm
he
just
was
saying,
giving
don't
some
be
room.
rude.
But when Daniel went into that rolled up one that was under the blanket, under the door, my
Like,
man
no,
said, "What you doing?
chosen snapped on that boy.
It's going too far."
Now, shouts to Tony Fleming says that brings up another point. How does everyone feel about Daniel being a quote unreliable narrator in Cobra Kai 1? It feels like, or Karate Kid 1, feels like the series pushes the point that Daniel isn't that great, or at least as good as the movies made him out to be. Well, it's because everybody now we're seeing that in this show everybody has their perspective on it. Like, yes,
Yeah,
you have. Kind of like when Ali was in there, and we can get into Ali too. Ali has this thing where it's like, well, there's three sides. There's yours, mine, and the truth.
shout out to Allie, man.
There's in for the most part, Daniel is a victim. Yes. Did he spray water on you? Yes, he did. But spraying water on you compared to being punched, kicked numerous times
By
is
4 people.
not equal to, by numerous people. He was the victim. You could say, oh, well, he did this, but you've been on his head ever since he got you. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, there is like, yes, he, I guess, embarrassed you and your friends. You
And
know what
he
I'm saying?
legit didn't know that Allie was not with him.
Yeah,
He
he
was just
didn't know.
talking. He didn't know.
Well, they gave you that. They gave you that clarification when Daniel talked to Miguel.
Yep, and
And
I like
Daniel
that.
explained, I didn't know. I thought, see, that's one of the things I think the show did really well. The different perspectives and showcasing why this person would be pissed off at this or why they
Yep.
would be upset. Like, so you, the viewer, get to say, that makes sense. Although, that's not the whole story, but I can see why
Yeah.
Johnny reacts like that. I can
Because
see
remember,
why
they
Daniel
said the whole
reacts
thing
like that.
about that was his first love, and then Daniel looked down. He was like, "And mine too." And see, that changes everything. So now you have this guy who this is his first love. Y'all going through some rocks. Y'all going through some rocks, and she kind of disconnects from you. And now here comes new dude. But that new dude don't know you, and to a certain degree, you know he don't know you because you know he's new. But
But
guess what? You can punch him, you can't punch Allie. So
and
what
Johnny was
do?
on that. Johnny was on that Kreese juice, so he was
Yup, and
crazy.
he was on the
He was
crease
already
juice.
plugged in. So he was already
Yep.
plugged in.
And his
The
daddy mean. You got the stepdaddy that's mean, and then you got
oh,
Kreese. You know what I'm saying?
But
I will say one thing. When it came to the pawn shop joint, I would have stole mad stuff from that stepdad. I would not just
Oh
one. I
yeah.
would have took the whole front, all them statues. I'd have been like, all right, cool,
at
don't
least
give me
two of
nothing.
them. One. And first of all, man, forget his stepdaddy because why you gotta have a black butler? I was like, man, why you got a black butler?
Yeah, man,
Even though
look,
that dude, he's a good actor, he's a great voice actor too. Like
yeah,
he plays
but
the role.
I, it did. I was like, come on, man, come on, son,
God damn.
come on, son,
How they do
like,
us like that?
come on, you ain't got to do us like that. But I did like Allie. I like the fact that she kind of was there to show both of these guys that like, look, it's time to let this go.
Let it
It's
go.
time to move forward to something brand new, another
You
stage in
kids,
your lives. You can't.
you
And,
love the
and
kids.
honestly, there's people right now, 40, 50 something, talking about mad about something that happened in high school. Now, you may have not received your closure like they did in this show, but you're gonna have to let that go. You're gonna have to let that go, boo
Man,
boo.
can't get closure. Sometimes you just
Do
can't get
you know what
closure.
they did to me?
Fault.
My man, y'all were kids. Kids do dumb stuff. We don't
Yeah.
know why they were gassed up or whatever, but regardless of what it was, you gotta let that go. You gotta live your life for you. You know what I'm saying? He's like, you gotta let that go.
Look,
And I
And she
really
got
like
and she
Johnny's,
got him to
like,
realize, like, yo, Miguel's mama is a good catch. You better go, you know what I'm saying? You better go
thank you,
act right
thank
before
you.
you
hey,
lose
Because
another one.
I
now
thought you was about to
I was
screw it
going
up.
back and forth. I was going back and forth with my wife on this. She wasn't ready to make that decision until somebody told her that he had a potential in the Ducks. She was
I
ready to take
mean,
that jump back in high school
I
again.
mean,
Yeah,
Allie,
you know
Allie had
what?
her own problems. She
I
had her own
agree.
problems.
She was feeling it, and then somebody said, "Oh yeah, there's this wonderful woman. This is neighbor. If they got together, they'd be so great. But they're playing cat and mouse." And she's like, "Time to
But
get back to reality."
give it up
Yep.
to her for
Cause
backing off,
she
for
was talking
sliding
about
out.
she wasn't married no more. When she said she was separated, look, let me tell y'all brothers and sisters out there, separated ain't divorced. I know many people that have been in some weird situations. Don't get your car messed up. Don't have people show up to your job. Don't have people show up to your house. Separated
Bruh.
ain't divorced. All
Real
right?
talk,
I'm just
Allie,
letting you know. I'm just
Allie,
letting you know.
because when
I've
she was on
seen
that
some
bitch,
stuff. I've
when
been at
she,
work and seen some stuff and been like, oh, how she get all the way back here? Anger. That's how she got back
I,
there.
when Allie was on that bench and she pulled that move, oh, I'm cold, and she slipped right over there. I'm like, oh, Johnny about to fall for it, like she about to get him.
Yo, man.
Hey,
So
but she wanted it, but like you said, I do. Big ups for her to acknowledge it and
yep.
walk away and give him the voice.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I was telling my wife. Like, I thought that was dope that Johnny is getting all this closure, that he's
Yeah.
Hey,
getting to have these conversations, that he's getting to have these experiences to help him make the decision that's right for him in the time of his life as of now. I
props to
thought that was
Johnny
incredible.
for admitting that he had problems. He didn't lie about it. Like, look, I messed up.
Yeah, he was
It's
Hmm.
like, I
like,
blew this, I blew that. And shouts to both Daniel and Johnny for coming correct at the event though. Johnny had that smooth white. Look, sleep if you want. Johnny tried to act like he ain't got no clothes. When Ali came through, all of a sudden homie
oh,
coming through got the white coat.
look, Johnny went from a whole a bearded up drunk caveman to a playboy to James Bond real quick
Yo,
for Allen. He was like,
look,
let me
you
get
saw
this, let
them
me get the
old
look.
pictures. You saw them old pictures. He still got it. You saw them old pictures looking like he was
Hey,
posted for
Hey,
Playgirl.
talk, real talk.
Johnny's Johnny's lovable failures in technology are the cutest thing ever. That man said, "I don't have Facebook anymore. I threw my phone away."
Yeah, I threw my phone away. He was like, he was like, it's still on your computer though. It's like,
Bruh,
My man
the
said,
comments between him
"All
and
you got to
Miguel,
do,"
bruh.
he said, "take the laptop, but all it needs is a new battery. Did you plug it up?"
he said, you said it was wireless.
I
Yo,
don't know if that's ever. I can't tell you of a time that I know of where that was written so perfectly for somebody to
man,
be so dumb but not dumb. Like he's literally
yeah.
taking you at your word because he hasn't experienced anything.
You said it was wireless. And when he booted up that XP though,
I saw,
oh,
bruh,
I
I am
said,
not
oh
even
snap, not the
that computer
XP.
savvy, but when I saw the XP, oh my
Y'all took
God.
me back. Y'all
It
took a
was
brother back with that XP. The most
2001 all again.
the most hackable operating system of all time. Yo, Yo, Windows XP. Oh, shouts to the trash cans that were XP and Vista. You know what I'm saying? Both of
Oh
them.
my God.
They started to figure out on 7, and 10 they're kind of rolling. They're kind of rolling on 10.
Real. The fact that that thing had XP and ran that fast, I was
Oh,
like, this computer moving really fast.
they
for
got
this
they got
old
XP
technology.
on the SSD up in that joint.
That computer moving real fast for this.
Oh man. Uh, and Tony
Hollywood
Fleming
magic.
says, "Oh, go ahead."
I said that was Hollywood magic as fast as that computer was moving.
Oh, it
Yo,
was.
man, you ain't lying on that. Shouts to Tony Fleming said, "I feel you all, but I don't know if I could ever be cool with someone that threw me off a cliff." That's true.
Nope.
He did throw him
Nope.
off a cliff. I
You
mean,
right.
threw
You right.
him off the cliff. You know what I'm
Rolling
saying?
down like a cartoon character too.
Man, I mean, they tried to murder that kid. Like they tried to murder him. Like if this wasn't TV, that kid probably would have been dead. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's Mike, and let me put this in air quotations. They didn't try to murder him. They tried to teach him a lesson.
Oh yeah, yeah. A lesson in death.
A lesson in death.
To stay
Yo,
away
man.
from this girl.
Stay away
The
from my
80s.
girl.
I'm gonna murder you.
Take you out. Oh man. So when it comes to Cobra Kai, it's a show that we've all affectionately enjoyed. What are we looking for from season 4? What are we looking
man.
for?
I guess I'll go first, if y'all mind. I just gotta give some
Yeah.
love to Johnny, bro. Johnny
Oh,
and Miguel, bro. Like I'm Team
Yeah.
Miguel. Like I don't
Aight.
care about the dojos no more. I'm just Team Miguel, and I know we'll get to that. But I'm just
You don't
like,
care about
I want-
Robbie no more?
Man, I ain't never really liked Robbie, to be honest with you.
Robbie
but I
was
really
milquetoast.
don't like Robbie now. Him and Tori, Robbie, Tori, and the big Asian kid are my most annoying people. I want all their faces kicked in. And I ain't gonna lie, Sam is a good fourth. She's sweet and all, but she like don't, she don't take no blame,
Yeah.
But them three,
And that's why I like that scene where her dad called her out. He's like, "Yo, look, like you my daughter, but you being messy with the way you dating." You know what I'm saying?
Like-
Because you're not specifically starting things, but
She
the
ain't
way
decisive.
you're dating, but you're not specifically doing anything directly. But the way you're hopping around, you playing with people's hearts. You know what I'm saying?
Now,
and
I will counter
y'all in
this
high
point.
school, y'all emotions
counter-
is all crazy. Come
Yeah.
on, man.
I counter Daniel's point. Daniel need to shut up though, because you brought a whole teenage boy in your house to be
The
sitting
dude was
in.
homeless.
I don't care. Get him a hotel. You rich, man. You can't be up.
Yeah, he wouldn't be staying in my house.
Like you can't be living in the
No.
house and I ain't there. That was them CW moments.
Yeah. That's either CW. I knew a family. This is a white family that let the girlfriend move in, and I was like, wow, really? So y'all just upstairs whenever y'all want, and no, ain't nobody out there to check on y'all. The door closed, everything. Wow.
That ain't
Okay. Well, that's all right. You know what I'm saying? That's what. Because I know my mama would. My mama be like, be in the front room. Don't even think about going back nowhere.
Good,
Don't be trying to close no door.
bruh. My
That's
pops
why
told
everybody
me,
know. That's why everybody know about those couple hours before mama get home.
my dad told me, Lord rest his soul, he like, look, son, I'm proud of you. Do your thing, but guess what? You ain't gonna do it at here.
Yeah, you ain't doing it here. You ain't doing it here.
Ain't doing
So,
it here.
like-
I'm not doing it.
I do like the fact that they did kind of get on like, yo, you're not directly doing something, but the way you're moving is kind of messy, and you need to slow down.
Yeah.
Now, Robbie did come in just like all these moments because people be seeing everything from a distance in this show. That's when it gets very, very like melodramatic. When it's like y'all about to kiss, and like your ex-girlfriend like way about 50 yards away, like,
How?
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's part of the CW stuff that I let slide. But I
Yeah.
knew that was gonna happen.
But it works though. It works.
I was like, you know, your boy gonna be right around the corner, right?
But like I say, what I want, man, I'm glad that we gotten to the point where we know who the true. Well, I say this, but we know who to root against for right now, because it can always change again. And I'm gonna predict it. I think by the end of this series, somebody might die, or Robbie might become a hero again. But what I don't need is Robbie to ever date Sam again. They don't go back to that. Robbie needs to get his life in order. His mom got his life in order. If Johnny stay off them Coors banquets, he might get his life.
Not the Coors banquets,
and quit interrupting church services, being rude. One of my favorites. But I just want to see them work together and go after Kreese. And what I think we're going to have is a true sports. It's going to be like a year-long sports montage. You're going to have the villains and the kids. They're going to be going at it through the year, hopefully away from the annoying teachers and counselors. Go do it in the park. Don't worry about school.
She said hugs, not hits, or something like that. I was like,
woman, shut up.
That sounds like that corny. That sounds like that corny stuff they be doing in public school though. I ain't going front. Like I remember they used to be like, oh, 0 tolerance on bullying, and then they were like 0 tolerance on fights, and I'm like, well, how you gonna do 0 tolerance on fights? What if someone really actually has to fight, or someone's pushed into a situation where they have to fight? Like Kreese said, Kreese knew. He's like, you gonna have to fight me because I will not leave you alone. I know you trying to be all nice and good, and I'm gonna be defensive and whatever. But I'm going to keep cornering you and cornering you and cornering you. Sooner or later, you're going to have to fight. And I know that. See, you think you can walk away. Sometimes you can't just walk away.
Kreese is so evil. He used his powers of an evil white man to outbeat Daniel's rich white man powers. He beat the landlord's aid.
Yo, he beat the landlord and his friends.
And his nephews.
Yep. Took him to the rack.
His nephews might be dead. In the trash can somewhere.
He was like, I just completely took the blood up out this carpet.
I completely would have to say, speak on it for a second. Johnny is my favorite character in the show.
Oh yeah.
I absolutely love him, and I normally automatically like the main character, but I set them aside and find me another character to call my favorite because that normally they're my go-to. But I can't with this. Johnny is my favorite character. His story, his development, his sheer honesty is what makes him awesome. Like the dude does not lie. He just is who he is, and he's trying his best. Whenever you get into that conversation, or you have those people that say, "Hey, you got to give it your all. You got to put forth the effort," and he's actually really one of those people doing it in the
maximum effort.
And when we come up on
Eagle Fang, son, Eagle Fang.
Eagle Fang.
Like Eagles don't have fangs. Shut up.
When he talked to the kids and he just came out and told them it was his fault, this was on him, but Kreese is telling you wrong. I was like, he grew the hell up.
When he told Hulk, he like, Hulk, who made you what you are? You were softer than a baby's bottom till you came. I'm like, yeah.
You want nobody. Now you got 3 cuts in your eyebrows trying to wild out. You know what I'm saying?
Told you lip until you got with me, partner.
Right.
I was like, I wanted to yell Eagle Fang. Right then and there.
Like, ah.
And you knew it was gonna be called Eagle something because you love Iron Eagle. A little throwback.
Yo, you know what? Tony Fleming says Johnny was jive racist in season 1 though. Yeah, even in this season, he dropped a couple joints where I was like,
They still not politically correct.
Like,
but
Johnny, come on now.
Like, hey, and Johnny still, he's still growing because he walked out and still knocked the kids' stuff down, but then apologized to it. Sorry, kid, force a habit.
Yeah, he's like, I can't do it. I can't help it. But yeah, this show is clearly Johnny's story. Ever since season 1, we've seen. I mean, if you look at the screen time, it's definitely Johnny's story. This is all about like Johnny's growth, and then probably Daniel's story second.
If you let's keep it real. If you never saw the Karate Kid, you could describe this as an ex washed up karate champion alcoholic tries to make good, and that's Johnny. Like, that's his story, and he deals with the fallout.
But I also can't believe we have not talked about the Tango and Cash scene, where Johnny and Daniel team up to whoop that butt.
That level.
I was saving that for this. This is what I want to see more in season 4. I want to see more of Daniel and Johnny back to back, and just like in the final scene where we fight the final boss for the first time, Kreese takes on Johnny and your boy Danny. You know what I'm saying? Johnny get a little worked up. You know what I'm saying? He does a good job, but you know what I'm saying? He don't come all the way through. And then Daniel comes through.
Johnny came all the way through. Johnny definitively beat Kreese.
Well, yeah, you're right.
But he went to go check.
He was about to kill Kreese. He was about to kill him.
Yeah, you're right.
But he went to go check to make sure his son was okay, and Kreese took advantage of that. I love, because you're right, it is Johnny's story, but they made sure you knew Johnny could beat Kreese.
Yeah.
And Daniel LaRusso did not come in and save him only because he was making sure his son was okay.
Yeah,
and Johnny,
you're right.
And Johnny, remember, he beat him really in season 1, but he kind of like, he still had respect and love for Kreese. Like a dad.
Yo, shout out to Tony Fleming. He said Johnny gave Daniel the nod, like, kill that dude.
Yes.
Because look, Daniel said,
he gotta go. He gotta
go. And Johnny was like,
it's done. About to be done, son.
Johnny just said, Johnny hit him with one of these. He was like,
hey, but Kreese wanted that fight. There's something wrong with Kreese that he still sees Miyagi in Daniel. And because Miyagi beat his butt and Miyagi's not here anymore, he sees Daniel as the last resource to redeem himself.
Well, now with the backstory, we know that Kreese is probably racist towards Asian people because of what happened. So he hates Miyagi with a passion. He ain't letting it.
True that.
He this old ain't never letting that smoke go.
Hey, but when Kreese tried to tell your boy, how about we settle this the old-fashioned way? If we lose the tournament, we just did. We just settled this. Johnny whooped you, and then I whooped you in single combat.
Beat you, and I beat you.
You're done, man.
You done. Stop trying to move the goalpost. The only thing is that your students weren't here. But guess what? Robbie was here. Robbie saw it. Now Robbie ain't see anything because Robbie got knocked out because he was stupid. But look, Robbie deserved that beating. All right, Robbie deserved that beating a long time ago. Because when he came out of juvie, like, you don't talking to Daniel like, you don't love me. I'm the reason you're here. This is one thing that I wish writers would do because this is how people talk in real life. He should have got checked in that moment. You're here because of you.
Yeah,
well, you're here because of you. Now, I'm here because I love your stupid self, regardless of what you're doing, because I'm trying to help you out. Now get your little mad butt in the car and let's go home. You know what I'm saying? But you're here because of you. No. I didn't kick nobody down the steps. You did that.
I'm with you. Right? I'm with you on that because I wanted Johnny to say, I don't care if you don't trust me. I'm telling you not to trust him. Because the person I am today, right now, with all my messed up stuff, is because of him.
Exactly.
I'm not a good dad because of him. Because that was my dad. This is the person I looked up to and followed. Yep. You hate me right now, but that's why.
Like, do you want this as your grandpa? For real?
Yeah, it's like, come on now. It's like, and that's why you have these kids running around with these crazy looks on their face and scenes, because it's like, yeah, Kreese, that's exactly how I want to be. Then you see Tori watching Hawk punch the dude in the face like 20 times, and she's like, maybe that's a little far though.
Yeah, she liked it though. I thought she smiled.
No, I thought she had a look where she was like, I don't know, this is a little far.
But she's all in though. She's all in the Kool-Aid now though.
Oh yeah. Shouts to Jenna James real quick. She said Martin Cove, aka Kreese, would be a good MCU villain maybe such as Mephisto, Hammerhead, or Count Nefaria. I don't know. I've seen him
You
in
know
some
what?
other stuff outside of this.
If he had
He you
MCU
know.
villain, Spider-Man, Silvermane,
Hey,
Mm,
so
Silvermane.
if the actor gets the right part, despite what their ability is, they can shine in that part.
true, true.
And I think he could. And like you bring up a Hammerhead, I think he could do Hammerhead.
All right.
I see
Okay,
That's just
Hammerhead
my
a little
opinion.
bit younger, but definitely Silvermane. He definitely could be an evil boss character with them hands, because that's what he do.
Hey, them
Yeah,
hands is
he
what he
got them
do.
hands. But yeah, that's what I want to see in season 4. We got a lot of fights. I didn't know how they were gonna kind of compete with season 2's kind of final fight, and they kind of gave you a similar look, but then added on a boss fight for you.
Yeah.
So you know that tournament gonna be real because we already got you
Yeah.
because the tournament's gonna be the rematch. So you know the tournament is
Tournament
gonna be
hype.
that
I'm gonna
tournament
be.
gonna be crazy.
I'm
Well,
gonna
no,
go. I'm
actually,
gonna
the
have
tournament
popcorn
might
for that
be
tournament.
the tournament might be full of DQs because these kids are going. They ain't gonna just listen to like the flag, like up point, go back. No, they ain't gonna. They ain't gonna. They be like, nah, bruh, ain't gonna stop. Ain't no pausing up in this.
Speaking of tournament, I'm gonna speak this into existence. Who do y'all want to see beat the giant Asian kid? Do you want it to be Dimitri? Do you want it to be Hulk? Or do you want it to be somebody else? Because Miguel already took him out. Miguel is like, I'm above you now.
It
You're
can't
you're
be Hawk.
beneath me now, son.
It's got to be
It
Hawk.
can't be Hawk. It can't be
It
Hawk.
can't.
Hawk already
Oh,
checked him.
oh,
Hawk
he
already
did.
checked him by beating up his boy and then looking him dead in his eye.
Yeah,
He
he
can't
I don't
did.
make
know.
Yeah, because after he
Hawk.
looked him
He's
dead
a,
in
he's
his
a
eye, you can
lackey
tell
now
he
to
didn't
Hawk.
want none. You can tell he ain't want none after that. Like
So
after he
Dimitri.
beat his boy, you could tell the Asian kid that he ain't want none.
So
Like
Dimitri.
he was done.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So
Dimitri.
I'm here for Dimitri.
Yeah, and shouts to
yeah.
Dimitri's little love connection. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Dimitri just stepped up, got his arm broken, and
Hey,
got him a lady friend.
but I like how Dimitri is Daniel, but he's not a main focus.
yo, you
He's
right.
another
Dimitri is
little Daniel,
definitely a Daniel type.
Yeah,
right?
he is.
But
He's
he's
a
just
lot
off
less
in the
smoother.
background.
hmm
You know,
And
he stepped up a little bit. You know, on the soccer game, he love it. He's like, all right, you know, y'all, you ain't gonna punk me no more. Like, you
nope,
just ain't gonna do
we
it no
done
more.
with that. We done.
Sam in that soccer game, I love every bit of her. She just said the ball was nowhere near her. She's still kicking people in the face. That's
Stepped
Yo,
up.
ugly.
man, that soccer game is like, look, all right, stop.
Sam was
Everybody
stepping
go
up
to the
either.
principal's office. Everybody, just look. I'm not gonna try to dice y'all up who started what. Just everybody go. Just
You know
everybody
what
go
the
to the
funny
principal's
part
office.
about that soccer game? All the black people by the coach had the same face that I think every black person had. Like, what are y'all doing out there?
Like, what are y'all doing? This is supposed to be soccer.
Y'all
But
tripping.
that soccer game should not even happen. All,
Yeah,
after
that's true.
everything that happened, you thought the two gang kids from opposite
The
dojos should
karate
be on the
gang, the
soccer team?
karate gangland.
Yeah. Like the counselor should have been all over that. Like, no, they cannot play soccer together at
Yeah,
all.
because they thought it was Shaolin soccer up in that piece. It was like, look, all right, what I'm gonna need y'all to do is sit down and back up a taste, because
Hey, but
everybody going to
we
suspension.
gotta give a shout out to Miguel though, man. Miguel brought it this
Yeah,
season, bro. Like I
Oh,
am a
yeah,
Miguel
Miguel.
Miguel held it
absolutely
down.
did.
That kid, you know, I mean, I know he's not a kid in real life. He's like 25. Like, you know,
Yeah,
you're thicker than mine in real life when you see the videos outside of, the fact that, he can still play a 16-year-old and clean cut, he's doing a great job. Like I
yeah,
felt when
definitely.
he told Johnny to first get out, and and yeah, it was a little cheesy because he recovered fast. In real life, that might be a little bit harder, but I loved all the scenes, all the
Mm,
comedy, him and Johnny. Like, I feel like him and Johnny can have their own separate movie and it
mm,
would work because they got chemistry.
Yeah.
word, word.
I
Like
enjoy them. I enjoy
I'd be down
Miguel a
with that.
lot. But I got to give my biggest shout out to the very end of the season and them playing the song from Miami Vice and
Yeah.
hearing them say, I've been waiting for this all of my life.
That's right.
I got so amped. My wife got up out the bed. Was like, I'm gonna let you be you. I'm gonna let you do you right now. Because when them
Yep.
drums came in, I was like, dum 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 dum, bam bam bam. I was in it, man. It was
Yep.
perfect. It
It
was
was
And
perfect
then
symmetry.
you saw both senseis come in and they bowed to each other.
right
You was like,
time of the song.
ah.
It's what you wanted. All
You
like
Yo,
these.
know what
like
you
I
want.
said, perfect cheese, man. Perfect
They,
cheese. That top
but
dollar expensive stuff that like you can only serve on like pure silver dishes. Like
bruh,
that cheese. Like,
Cobra Kai is bougie and ratchet at the same time.
yo, man, it's Cobra Kai, man. Like, shouts to this. This is a show that I was like, don't nobody want to watch this. And then I
It's
was
so
like, I got like 2 episodes in. I was like, yo, this show is awesome.
Absolutely.
Yo,
it just
Absolutely.
man, like for real. So,
grabs you and
guys,
don't
with
let
that
go.
said, we have exercised the demons, or at least most of them. You know what I'm saying? We had
Kreese
y'all in
still
the chat
alive.
chilling with us.
We ain't
You
got
know what
rid
I'm
of
saying?
Kreese yet.
Holla us out on the comments after. I'm gonna throw it to the homie Keith Cooper, Blerd-ish. Tell them where they can find you.
All right, y'all. We had a great time here. You can find us at www.blerd-ish.com. That's www.blerd-ish.com. We got several things coming up. Like I say, 100 episode. We don't even know what it's going to be. We just going to be live with it. And knowing me and Mark
Word,
is just
word.
gonna be ignorant. But a lot of things coming up this year. Some official projects and trying to do some stuff for the con, for the job. And I'm going to holler at the homie Milton Davis soon. Something for February. Might be working on some
Ah,
things,
word up.
give some little pub
Cool
here and
cat.
there, make the job and the side hustle combine sometimes.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. All right, and of course, right here, you know him, you love him. He gave you Hot Shot. So many others, of course. Mike Watson, Freestyle Comics. What's up?
What's up, everybody? Thanks again for having me on the show. And you can catch me on all social media as Most Epic Art. That's Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Patreon, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. Did I say YouTube? Whatever
Hey,
social media, you can catch me on that.
everywhere.
As Most Epic Art. Also, as I just put in the chat again, you guys can follow for updates on my Kickstarter that will be launching this month for my show Chat and Draw, as we are also coming up on our 100th episode this coming Saturday. And I have an all-star cast of Sean Mack, Kara Nicole, TJ Sterling, LaShawn Coven, Russell Notary, tons of indie creatives coming out that day. And I'll be drawing a massive character piece, at least 7 characters on there all that day while they kick it and hang out with me and stuff. And tune in and listen up, follow up for the news on my Kickstarter. I appreciate it.
All right, whatever. That's what's up. And NERDSoul, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all them places. That's right. Hit that thumbs up if you like what you're seeing. Hit the thumbs down if you don't. But look, if you hit that thumbs down, man, I'm just saying.
Kreese to increase
All right,
that.
I'm gonna have to send Kreese after you. You don't want that Kreese. You know what I'm saying? You don't want that Kreese. Because first, you're going to try to stop them, and it ain't going to work. Then you're going to send a whole bunch of kids to your house. They're going to tear it up.
And the police won't do nothing.
It's
And the
better
police
just,
won't do
police
nothing.
ain't doing nothing. Police don't even exist out here. You know what I'm saying? So you might as well just go ahead and hit the thumbs up. Podcast if you want to listen. You know what I'm saying? Say if you're like, yo, I gotta listen on the go. I ain't trying to see it. I got to listen. Or Spotify for that music. We're going to leave y'all with Arcatron. That's ARCKATRON.com with them future sounds. Homie is dope. He got skills. I ain't going to front on you. I ain't going to tell you no lies. So from us to you, we're just saying thanks for watching and peace. And we
Peace.
out.
Later.
We out. And we out. Oh, and we out. Ho, and we're out. See y'all later. Word up, word up, word up. All right.